Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Midwest Plainsman on the Prairie Land Radio Network. And this afternoon, this thing to cooperate with me, we are joined by special guest Shalaine Stebner, and she is a singer-songwriter out of Canada. And
Mm,
she is going to be joining us this afternoon. She is from Central Alberta, and she actually has roots back to, well, she uses her music or creates her music from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s country, which is something that I don't see very often, but I do like. So welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I'm also a plains woman. Where I'm from in Alberta, it's very plainsy. So we live in a very plains area. So I definitely appreciate the flatlanders.
Yeah, well, and see, I come from a small farming community here in central Iowa, and our school mascot was the Plainsman. So that's
Ah,
where I get it from.
I love it.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about you and what got you into music.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I have always sang. I've always, music has always been a part of my life. My dad was in a band when I was younger. So there was always music around. So, I always find that depending on what our parents are into, that kind of is what the kids kind of naturally gravitate towards in some instances. So, being on stage, and I have a brother and a sister who would do anything to not be on stage, so it kind of cleared the path so that I could be on stage. And so, watching them perform at anniversaries, parties, whatever the case may be, we always got to go with them. And so we would hang out for the night and fall asleep under the chairs or the tables or whatever, and magically wake up in your own bed the next morning. And so music kind of has always just been something that's been there for me. And I always loved to sing. I would take any excuse to get up on stage. But it definitely I didn't take it quite seriously to the point of songwriting until the early parts of 2020. My husband had been laid off, and it hit him a lot harder than like most people. It hit him quite hard. So it kind of inspired me to kind of start putting my own thoughts and feelings into words. And so I wrote a song that's called As Strong as Your Daddy. And what that was it was kind of a love song to my son about how, you don't have to be strong. You can have emotions, you can have feelings, you can talk about all these things, because there's such a stigma against men where it's like you suck it up, men don't cry, whatever the case may be. That you were taught when you were younger. I just, it was so important to me that I shared with my child that is not the case, and that if he is feeling something, then it's absolutely acceptable to talk about. And so then from there, it kind of the addiction started. And so then, you want to write more songs and then record. And I'd always wanted to record, but I never had anything worthy of recording of my own, because I didn't want to record anybody else's stuff, because I mean, it's expensive. I don't want to spend money on other people's music. And so then from there, it just kind of started this snowball effect of, okay, so now I want to record. So then I'd record, and then my next goal was, I want to hear a song on the radio. So then I heard a song on the radio, and it just keeps I keep on giving myself these goals that I keep achieving, which is fantastic. And so that's kind of my story, just in a very light general overview.
Well, the sake is now, at least with you being up in Canada, the radio stations up there, they're not all corporate owned like the majority of them are here in the States. So at least they are still helping to support independent musicians like yourself.
Yeah. So that unfortunately is not quite correct. They're about
Oh,
75% owned by one company. So unfortunately, we got about
ah,
25% of the radio stations that we can try and beg and plead to play our stuff and things. And it's really interesting. Canadian radio is only actually required to play like 12% Canadian content. So of that 12%, I mean, there's thousands of absolutely phenomenal musicians
right.
vying for that 12%. So it's cutthroat everywhere, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
But that's where I thank people like you for taking the time to give us indie artists a spot to chat and a voice. So thank you.
Oh, I definitely appreciate you as well. Because, yeah, I do. Let's see, I've spoken with at least a couple of other singer songwriters, independent artists like yourself up there in Canada. Um, and I believe, let's see, I want to say that, shoot, um,
Putting you on the spot now.
yeah, there's another gentleman that I just spoke with a short time ago. He's also up in Canada, and yeah, he was saying that he's been fortunate enough to get his music aired on one or two stations there in
Hmm.
Canada, and the rest has been either in the UK.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, unfortunately, in the business up here, it's not necessarily about how. I mean, it does. You do have to have good music, obviously, but it also is who you know. So if I were to send an email to a radio station and say, "Hey, I have this new single and it's really good. I want you guys to play it," it would probably go into the junk mail, right? Whereas, if you hire somebody that has already made that connection and networked that relationship, then it's a lot easier. But then you have to pay money to do that. So it's kind of it's unfortunately the music industry is not cheap. I will say that.
yeah, I do understand that completely.
Yeah,
I
right.
really do. Uh, okay, now we're gonna get into one of your videos, and this one's called One Dive Bar. What's
Mm.
the story behind it?
So one dive bar, it kind of it's I feel like I'm blessed in that a lot of my songs come together quite quickly. So that one kind of, I was thinking about when I was, when we were in Alberta, the legal drinking age is 18. So, when you're 18, 19, 20, going to the karaoke bars and having those experiences. But looking back at them, those bars are kind of disgusting. you know, they've all got the same carpet still that, has been spilled on
Yep.
times 1,000. The chairs are still the same. The bartender's still the same. And so it was kind of one of those things that it's like, what keeps you going back there, right? And so, of course, there has to be a love interest. It can't just be good old Toby Keith, I love this bar kind of idea. So you kind of develop like, what are the things that keep you going back, and you shouldn't go back, but you still keep going back. So that's kind of where that idea of the song came from.
Excellent. Yeah, you know, when you're getting yourself involved with a like a neighborhood bar, that the way exactly the way that you described it, what keeps you going back? Well, most times it tends to be if it's run by good people. I mean, that's
Yes.
and it draws the same crowd that you've known for a long time. That's what
Mhm.
really hits home.
Yeah, that connection, and knowing that you're going to see somebody there that that maybe you haven't seen for a little bit and you wanted to catch up, where they're going to be because everybody else is there too. We don't know
Right.
why, but there we are.
Excellent. All right, this is called One Dive Bar. Excellent. That is a really good song. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And the funny thing is, so
I
the
really like that one.
all of the pictures that are on there were taken at the dive bar that I grew up in. So that was a super fun photo shoot to go along with a super fun song.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, just sitting here listening to it is like, something. I can see that one actually being on the radio.
Ah,
Yeah, I can definitely see that one hitting the airways.
thank you so much. Thank you. That one currently is that
Yeah,
one's in the top 20 on the Canadian Indie Country Countdown right now. So it's moving its way on up.
excellent. Uh, and speaking of which, now I am a part of Native Family Radio uh, down here, and we do help to support independent artists just like yourself. So I will definitely encourage you to. I'll give you the
Yeah,
information for that
absolutely.
later, and send over your music to the station.
That would be
And
amazing.
yeah, we would
Ah,
definitely love to have
amazing. Thank you so much.
you. Okay, let's see. Now, second one up here. We're gonna get right into it. Let's see. The second one that got sent over to me here. A little bit of, or excuse me, Brenda.
Brenda.
What is the story behind this one?
So my I have one of my girlfriends. I call her my life coach because she coaches me in my life, and her name is Brenda. And she said, there's not enough good songs about women named Brenda. And you think back, and I mean, there's Jolene, there's Lola, I mean, gosh, you can name pretty much everybody except for Shalaine. There's no Shalaine songs, but there's so many great music songs about women, but none named Brenda. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to write you a song. And I had kind of had a little bit of an idea in my head about this woman. And so it's really funny. I love writing songs about like women catching men cheating and then, just like burning down the house or whatever, right? So that I quite enjoy writing those songs. And so the Brenda kind of started as like a she was sick of her husband always cheating on her. And um, so then she just, leaves him and burns the house down, I guess.
Nice.
In its sense.
Well, yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, there's not that many songs with the
Right?
name Brenda. I mean, I don't think I've ever
Well,
heard one.
Ashley McBride just put out one. It's called Brenda Put Your Bra On. So that that kind of is caught on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I'll have to take a listen to that
You
one.
should. It's actually good.
I didn't know about that one. So, yeah, we'll go take a listen to it. But in the meantime, we're going to get into this one. And yeah, to say the least. Uh, so, all right. Now you got me on one track here. Oh, Lord. Okay. This is going to be an interesting
that's a
interview.
check mark for me. Not usually, I don't usually leave anybody speechless. So here we are.
Cool. All right, this is called Brenda.
She kept the house real tidy in the kitchen every night. Saying this house ain't my home. You've been cheating, you've been drinking, I've been crying. miles down the road. Brenda turned that car around. She needed some closure before she headed out of town. She knew where he'd be at by the charges on his heart. She saw him doing shots with the top on at the bar. They locked out and she prepared to give what he deserved. This would be the last time he would ever cheat on her. She said, "You've been cheating, you've been lying, you've been drinking, I've been crying. I ain't gonna spend one more tear on you. I'm done hurting, I'm done trying. You're still flirting, there's no denying all the stupid stuff you put me through. Now you ain't messing with my heart no more." She left the cigarette in the ashtray and the wine spilled on the floor. Hey! Well, that cigarette lit the house on fire and burned it to the ground. She smiled as she passed the fire trucks and headed out of town. You've been cheating, you've been lying, you've been drinking, I ain't gonna spend one more tear on you. I'm done hurting, I'm done trying. You're still flirting, there's no denying all the stupid stuff you put through. Well, you ain't messing with my heart no more. No, you ain't messing with my heart no more. She left the cigarette in the ashtray and the wine spilled on the floor.
Cool. I like that one well. That was a different. That was also a good song.
That one was really fun to record. My dad got to play drums on that one with me in the recording, so that was super, super fun, but also super special.
Oh, I get that definitely. Okay, so um, now, did you originally grow up around music?
Yeah, so like with my dad being in the band, I mean, there we always had went to stuff, but um never to the point where any of them had wrote their own songs or done any recordings or anything like that. I just grew up around the performing side of things. So the business side of music is a whole nother ball game of stuff that I did not know. So we're all just learning along the way, right? But yeah, so performance wise, there was always some aspect in my life, but then when it came down to like writing and composing and then finding somebody to do the producing and the recording that you trusted, that's kind of where have kind of been walking around blindly, trying to figure out what works best for me. And I will say that I'm thankful that Alberta has a wonderful group of people that are like-minded people that also want you to succeed. So I definitely have a
Mhm.
great base like that. And then also, I'm also part of the International Singer-Songwriters Association. And they are fantastic in that it's never competition, it's always camaraderie. So we were just down in Atlanta in August for the award show, and it was just like a big family reunion, and everybody goes there, and we celebrate each other when we play, and so that's the networking side of things. You kind of have to find your tribe and figure out who you trust to share your deepest darkest secrets with, right?
Yep. Well, if I could have afforded to go down there this year, I would have been there because I too am also a part of the Singer Songwriter
Hmm.
Association as a podcaster and radio
Awesome.
host.
Well, I
So,
hope that you come
uh,
next year, because it is probably one of the most fantastic experiences that I've ever had. And that, like I said, the networking that we do there. And if you do decide to come, please stay at the host hotel, because we have like 2 days of
mhm,
conference where we had a Grammy winning producer come and chat with us, and then we had Rick from the Rick Spins show was there, and then our peers, talking about different things. We had Charu, who was the first to play, first East Indian lady to play at Carnegie Hall. So there's just so much talent in the room, and there's no way that you can leave without feeling inspired. And the people that I've met there, they're just going to be forever friends. So I really do hope that you find a way to get there for next year, because it's fantastic, and I'd love to meet you face to face.
Yeah, because that way, when I get down there, I'll be able to also do some broadcasting live on site.
Absolutely.
Get into sit down and talk with a bunch of people, and
Mhm.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to that
Yeah,
for next
it's
year.
it's uh it's phenomenal. And I will say that even if for the award side of things, even if you don't come away with an award, you've got so much in your heart that it doesn't even matter. I've been lucky enough that last year I got bronze for songwriting, international songwriter, and then this year I got silver for international vocalist of the year. So that's been pretty phenomenal for me. But I will say, not everybody wins, and so you never leave empty-handed, whether it's something in your hands or something in your heart.
Well, that's excellent. And then, yeah, hopefully by, well, I'm hoping by also by next year that I will be starting up my own small radio station here as
Awesome.
well, so that I can push the music out even more, both online here and also
Yes,
locally
I
too.
love
So.
that. I love that. And the neat thing is that, there are quite a few people that have done that or are doing that. And so, there's lots of people to bounce questions off, if you ever have any questions. Everybody just wants everybody to succeed, right? So it's the networking side of it is totally worth it, where you'll find people that have done the same thing that you're trying to do, or that you are doing, and yeah, it's a whole phenomenal experience.
Yep, I definitely agree. So now, what is, I mean, what's on your agenda here? I mean, are you working on anything new as we
Yeah, so
speak?
I just got out of the recording studio. We recorded another song. Again, we're finding another guy cheating, so we're just gonna flood an entire town. It's called Mississippi Flood. So that
Ooh,
one, it will be coming out. I don't quite have the timeline. Probably in the next 3 months, we'll have it all mastered and get it to where I would like it to be. But that one is a fun one. I don't know. I just really like writing songs that throw the men under the bus.
okie
So that
dokie.
is that is what's coming up next for me. Otherwise, we've always got Christmas is coming, so there's always gigs there. And I also I own a salon, so I am a hairdresser, and so I do all of that side of things too. And then I've got two kids that are 8 and 10, and a husband, and there's not really a lot of downtime.
Yeah, I can understand that too. Because I know that the life of a independent artist is not easy
No.
whatsoever. Yeah, because there's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of hard work, dedication, and just trying to do what you can to get your music out.
Yeah, and there's only so much that I can do myself, but I also love learning about the things that we're doing, right? So anytime that if anybody is doing anything, I want to know, like, if somebody's doing something for me, I want to know what they're doing, and I want to know why they're doing it, just so that I can learn, because it's such a neat industry. In that you get in what you put in. So if you put in lots and lots of hours of emailing and sending out and doing podcasts and chatting with people, you will reap the rewards from it, that's for sure. But if you just send it out saying like, hey, this is my song, everybody listen.
Yeah, and that doesn't get you very
It
far. You
does
really
not.
have to connect with
Yes.
people, and then get them to listen to your music, and getting them to liking your
Hmm.
music. That's the big goal right
Yeah.
there. Uh, Especially with going out and performing live, and connecting with people that way, so that you get the feedback. Because I know that every single artist who I've talked to over the years, and I've been doing this for what, 20 plus years, that every single one of them has said that at one point in time they've they've had people coming up saying that, hey, your song really resonated with me, that it touched them personally, and that's the whole goal right there.
Absolutely. I'll tell you a little story. A couple of years ago, I was playing in a park down in Calgary, and there's quite a large homeless population down in Calgary. And of course, when there's music, everybody comes and listens. And so I had talked about As Strong as Your Daddy, and then I played it. And then after my set was done, there was one of the homeless guys was sitting at the bench crying. And so I went over and I was like, "Is there something I can help you with? Like what's going on?" And he said, the story that you told and the song that you sang, he said, that's my story as well. But he said, the only difference is that my wife left me and my kids left me. So he said, unfortunately, I didn't have the happy ending that your family has had. And that was a really strong reminder that, every day we're faced with a choice. And you're one choice away from either being homeless and have nobody in your life or not. And so every day you get to choose what direction you want to go. And so that conversation really stuck with me quite intently, because that's a real life, real life. You can talk about it and say, yes, lots of people have had this experience, but when somebody comes up with you and says, I've had that experience and this was the result, it kind of hits you in the heart quite strongly. So it definitely, that the interaction and the feedback that we get at live shows. And I love gigging. Like, that's my favorite. I love writing music, but give me a stage. I don't even care if it's any higher than anybody else. I'll stand on the table. I don't care. But I love playing for people, and I love interacting, and it is definitely heartwarming when you play a song, and like my own song, and I see people in the crowd singing along with my own song, and it's like, man, that is so cool that they liked it enough that they learned the words or listened to it enough that they know the words, right? So yeah, I love
Yep.
gigging, and gigging is really one of the best ways to make money in the industry. I had a young guy that said, give me some advice. He's got a garage band, and they haven't played anywhere yet. And I said, you have to play somewhere. I said, you're never gonna know what is going to happen. What are you gonna do if you mess up? You won't know until you've played somewhere live. Play live and mess up, and then see what happens. And then that's the only way you're gonna learn. Because if you sit in your basement and just play for yourself, super cool, but you're never gonna learn a lot of the instant stuff that you need to know.
That's very true. That is very true. And I think everybody in the industry is going to tell a young band like uh, that, yeah, they need to get out there and play wherever that they can, to have people hearing them. Definitely. Okay. Oop, looks like Shalaine froze on me. Okay. Well, let's see. What we're going to do, seems how she done froze on me. We are going to go ahead and get into one of the other videos that got sent over to me, and then we'll get back to the story on this one here in just a couple minutes once we get her back. This one is called "I Sure Do Miss You," and we'll get the story on this one here in just a, and then we'll go from there. I think we dropped connection with Shalaine. Hopefully, she will be right back with me here momentarily. Because this has really been a really good interview with her, and I'm looking forward to having her reconnect with us here. So we're going to go ahead and get into this last video, and then, like I said, we'll get into the backstory on this here once she gets back.
Last night sitting in my car, and I closed my eyes and dreamt of where you are. Flashbacks of the fun we had not too long ago. Better days, I know. Things sure have changed since you've been gone, but change is the only thing that we can count on. And I know in the end nobody's getting out alive, but I sure do miss you. I sure do miss you. I passed by your old house the other day. The new owners had a car parked in the driveway. Oil stains on the concrete showed me proof you once were there. I can still feel you in the air. Things sure have changed since you've been gone, but change is the only thing that we can count on. And I know in the end nobody's getting out alive, but I sure do miss you. 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 I sure do miss you.
Wow. Now, Shalaine has rejoined us. Shalaine, I gotta say, that is a powerful song. Oh, nope, I lost her again. Shoot. She was back here with me. Um, let's see. Did she send me no, she did not. Okay. Um, I gotta say though that that is one powerful song, and welcome back, Shalaine.
Hi.
And that song I just got done playing, I sure do miss you.
Yes,
That's got a powerful message.
it does. I think that it is so relevant. Everybody has lost somebody. Everybody has. That is literally that's the only thing that you can count on in the entire world, is that one day we will die. And I think that to have it sit there and not be a sad song, because there's lots of sad songs about people dying, but just a great reminder that, like, life goes on, but you're still in my heart, and there are just these little reminders every day everywhere that just are like, oh right, I remember that, we used to do that, or that you used to live here, or whatever the case may be. It's just a really great reminder that we should sit, when you have those moments of reflection, to just be like, you know what, like you touched my heart in a special way, and I just want to say thank you, right? I wrote that song about my auntie, and she had passed away 10 years ago, and she left us far before we were ready for her to go. And so when somebody just leaves so suddenly, a huge part of your soul and your heart goes with that. And so I wanted to write something for her to honor the fact that, like, while she's gone, I still remember her, and I still miss her, and I'd love to be able to text her the silly things that we would text, and so yeah, so that's where that song comes from. And like I said, and literally everybody has lost somebody, and that it's just a really great reminder that we are love, and to love each other, and not let anything go without being said.
Yep. And the one song that kind of reminds me of it's by singer songwriter Nathan Carter, that he wrote back during COVID days, and it's called "May the Road Rise, a New Dawn," and he put that together with his group and with several other very talented, well-known musicians, singer-songwriters, and turned out just fantastic. And it was dedicated to all those that we have lost and that we will hope to see again one day.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I will say that not a lot of great stuff came out of that time, but I feel like a lot of us got to connect a little bit more with our emotional side, and
Mm,
find words for things that maybe we didn't have time to find words for. So
yep, that's very true.
yeah. Yeah.
I definitely would love to have you be a part of Native Family Radio. I
I
definitely
would
would.
love that. Yeah, I would absolutely love that. Sign me up.
I will send you over the information for that so you can upload your
Perfect.
music, and I will also have the owner of the station get in contact with you as well. Uh,
Cool.
and is I do a lot for them.
You do. I
Yeah,
hope you get compensated with love.
I'm doing the majority of their promos for them, and their announcements, and helping to bring in new singer songwriters, and because we've got so far they do have several out of Canada. Uh,
Oh, nice.
and
Awesome.
so yeah, we would definitely welcome you.
Mm, I'm in. I'm so far in. You have no idea.
That's good to hear. And you also now have me as a resource as well.
Absolutely. I'm gonna tag you in
So
everything.
so now, what's on your schedule coming up?
Actually in November 1st, I get to go to Nashville for the Josie Awards. Um, so that will be really cool. The Josie Awards are being held at the Grand Old Opry. So that is just going to be, the most phenomenal trip. I've been to Nashville only one time before, and that was pre-COVID. I'm not there for music. I was there for a hair conference, and so I definitely am excited to get to be there for music. And the cool thing with ISSA is that there's a lot of people from Nashville that are part of the ISSA. So not
Yep,
only do I get to go for the Josie Awards, but it's more networking, more catching up with the people that I love so very much. And so I'm really excited to get to go do that, and be in that area all by myself.
cool. Uh, you'll have to come back and let us know what your experience is like being on stage at the Grand Ole Opry too.
Oh, I would love that. I
But,
if I get to go on the stage of the Opry, I'll probably just lay down and die.
there are a lot of the new upcoming musicians, singer songwriters who would say the same thing, because
Yes.
I think that is the most, uh, well, I should say it's the biggest dream of
Mm.
theirs to perform at the Grand Ole Opry, being there on stage. And I know that every time I talk to somebody that performs there for the first time, it's always nerve wracking to them.
Mhm.
And because they're, I don't know what it is, but being at the Grand Ole Opry, uh, it's an emotional time, and
Mhm.
yeah, there's a lot of families involved.
Yes. Well, and the history of that stage is crazy. The amount of people that I look up to and that have graced that stage, um it's mind blowing. So, to just be able to be in the same room is phenomenal. I know I'm going down the day that I go, I get to go to the Opry just to watch, and it's their 100th anniversary. So I have no idea who's playing. I don't think if they've even announced it, and I don't really care. I'm just happy to be there. like I'm just happy to get to sit in the same room and sit in the church pews and just soak it all in just like a sponge.
Yep. Well, hopefully one of these days I'll be able to make my way down there as well.
I hope so. You got a lot of traveling to do.
Yeah, I do. And that's the whole reason why I've got plans on buying me an RV.
Yes, 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 yes. There's a couple, the band Wanted, Candy and Joshua Carpenter, they spend a lot of their lives in their van and their
Yep.
tour bus because that's all they do. And it is definitely a doable lifestyle if that's your goal. Lots of
Yep.
people do
And
it.
they're actually downsizing from their bus to
Mm,
a
oh,
uh
it's just a little van.
I think either a minivan, like what
Hmm.
most of the van lifestylers are doing.
Yeah.
I think that's what they got plans on the last time I talked to them. So
Yeah, yeah, I think they've started their renovations now, but I just there's something about being able to stand all the way up in my shower and starfishing on my bed that van life I don't think is for me.
yeah, I'm already contemplating on doing the RV lifestyle anyway.
Yeah.
And taking everything out on the road, and
Mm,
that way I could get a chance to uh, make the festival circuit and
yes.
other areas as well. So
Yeah, there's so much to do. I mean, you don't have to go far to get yourself into a little bit of trouble.
that's very true. That's very true. Yeah, I will say that because back, what was it? Back in '79, uh, my parents and I made the trip up to Montreal
Mm,
in our RV because we had to go up there for Lions International, and because Dad was a member of Lions International, he's getting sworn in as district governor. Uh, so we had to make our way up to Montreal. That was a trip. Uh,
mm.
but and being up there, that was a whole different world up there.
It is. And you know what? Even in Montreal is a whole different world than the West Coast that I'm a part of. When we travel, if you go that direction, it's like stepping into something totally different for us
Yeah,
too.
it
So
is.
don't judge us on Montreal. Come to the West Side and see if you like us more.
Yeah, because well, like I said, when I knew that we were going up there, I had this idea in my head because I was a kid back then, and I had this idea in my head that I was going to learn how to speak French. 'Cause the, and but that was a miserable fail.
Yeah, no doubt. I think most Canadians have a miserable fail at speaking French too.
Yeah, that was a royal fail on my part. Like, nope.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll definitely one of these days I'll definitely have to come up north and venture
Mhm.
to up into your area because I know that the plains area uh, is beautiful, and especially up there during the summertime. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. Uh Alberta's kind of tricky. I feel like sometimes in our summer it's not summer. And sometimes in we get summer for the last 2 weeks of September, which we just had. I feel like we finally got all of our warm weather the last 2 weeks and then it's cold again. So
hmm, okay,
why
okay.
do we
So,
live here? I don't know.
what have you got coming up on your schedule?
So I've got a couple of small, little bar gigs. I love the intimate stuff, so there's a couple that live in a little town next to us that are very very supportive of me, and I'm so very thankful to have them in my corner. So I get to play there, and I think that in December. So last year I got to. To go play Rogers Place, which is where our Edmonton Oilers hockey team plays.
Hmm.
So they're the league lower than the Oilers. They have when we get to play their intermission between the games. And so I got to play for 12,000 people, and it was the most fun that I've ever had with that many people. So I think we get to do it again in December as well. And that is a blast and a half. And I don't know if you've ever ran into Emo LeBlanc. He's also in ISSA. He is a crazy cat. And so I got to he's the one that kind of lets me tag along with him when he gets to go do fun stuff like that. So that definitely was a highlight of last year, and I'm so 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 excited that I get to do it again with him this year. It'll be nuts, I'm sure. Some type of shenanigans.
Excellent. Well, Shalaine, I have really enjoyed my time with you today and look forward to keeping in touch. And
Absolutely.
like I said, you now have me as a resource down here as well. So anytime you need assistance with anything, let me know. I'd be more than
Oh yeah.
happy to assist you in any way I possibly can.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thank you for taking the time to spend with me, even though my technical difficulties have kind of made it a little difficult. But it worked out well because I got back just in time.
Excellent. All right, Shalaine. Thank you for coming joining me. I really
Thanks so
appreciate
much.
it. And I look forward to connecting with you, and hopefully we'll cross paths.
Absolutely. I have no doubt in my mind that we will cross paths sometime.
Excellent. All right.
Thank you so much.
Well, be sure to check out Shalaine on Facebook as well. It's Shalaine S Music on Facebook, and I've got the link down here for everybody, as well as her website that she's got. And I'm going to put that up because I just swore I had that unfortunately dead. So I'm going to get that put up here right quick. You can also catch her on her website as well. And I know that she'd be more than happy to connect with you. You'll be able to listen to her music, find out more about it, and find out what her schedule is. Everything right there on her website.
Absolutely. That's what we pay the big bucks for, right?
Yep. And that is ShalaneStebner.com. So you'll be able to connect with her there. Uh, Definitely be sure to connect up with her and check out her music. We will also I'll be adding her music to my playlist when I'm doing my broadcasts on Native Family Radio, and then we'll have her upload her music over there as well. So definitely
Fantastic.
appreciate you there, Shalaine, and
Thank you so much, Earl.
we will definitely connect later on. Keep me informed when you have anything new happening, and we will keep things updated here at the Midwest Plainsman. You've been listening to another edition, and on the Prairie Land Radio Network. Appreciate everyone tuning in. If you have questions for me directly, you can email me at the Midwest Plainsman at Gmail. You can also connect up with me through the website for the Midwest Plainsman, also on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great day, everyone. We are going to be out of here for the day, and we'll be back with more later on as we've got we've got more that we're going to be scheduling here right on the Midwest Plainsman. Have a great day, everyone. Like I said, we're going to be out of here for the day. Appreciate it. Into the Midwest Plainsman. All shows are available for download at the end of each live broadcast. All rights are reserved and may not be reproduced without the express written consent from the Midwest Plainsman, Prairie Land Radio Network, and Earl Williams. Be sure to join up with our Facebook page and group, and also our YouTube channel. That way you can keep up to date with what's happening right here at the Midwest Plainsman. Pleasant journeys, everyone.